weather on NBC 10 Boston. Boston's most accurate forecast.
All right, it seems like the storms just keep on rolling in, but we have First Alert meteorologist Tevin Wooten to guide us through the way.
Yeah, Corey, the hits keep on coming. This will be our third storm on the way for the week. That's coming on Saturday. Now, going back to the start of the week, we had a winter storm. It draped a lot of the Northeast in snowfall. In fact, about 99% of the Northeast was covered in snow on January the 8th. And then came our second storm, the rainstorm, the windstorm, the flooding that we saw across the New Hampshire seacoast. That, along with some milder air, dropped our snowpack to about 77% of the Northeast. And I think that number gets even lower with our next storm on the way. We do have milder air back on the docket as we head into the weekend, not just heavy rainfall, but also strong and gusty winds too. So coastal flooding will be another concern. Some of these gusts 30, 40, maybe even upwards of 50 miles an hour. The difference with this next rainstorm coming in, well, the rain. We're not forecasting 2 to 4 inches of rainfall. Instead, we're on the order of an inch to perhaps 2 inches of rainfall for some of the heaviest amounts across the south coast and perhaps across Bristol County as well. The timing of the showers coming in Saturday morning early in the day. Look at this onset through Worcester County, not just rain, but also a mix of rain and snow here around the midnight hour. And then things really ramp up from there. It's a fast flip to all rain for much of the Commonwealth all the way down towards the south coast and the shore too. And then it's pretty much out of here right around 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. So if you have outdoor plans on Saturday, not all hope is lost. I would just say delay those until about midday once the showers clear out. In terms of the wind, they are onshore, which is why coastal flooding is another concern. Although the winds that we had with our last coastal storm on Wednesday, those were on the order of 60 to 65 miles an hour. I think we're looking at 40 to 50 mile an hour winds. But with that onshore push of water and then the rain, of course, trying to escape through some of the lowest lying spots, flooding is still a concern. Think back to Hampton Beach, New Hampshire, where that crest was at about 13.5 feet on Wednesday morning. Watch what happens once we reach high tide on Saturday morning around the same time at the midday hour here at the very latest. It's forecast to crest at 13 feet. That puts us back in major flood stage. So please keep in mind with that high tide, with the water trying to escape, you don't want to go across a flooded roadway if you happen to see one. Turn around, seek an alternate route. Okay, that's storm number one. Here comes storm number two. And in advance of storm number two, look at the cold air that surges in for much of the lower 48. Colder than normal air on the way, such that Billings, Montana on Sunday, temperatures between -5 and -22 degrees. That surges all the way down towards the south through North Texas and the teens to 20s on Monday. And notice how there's snow and even some ice mixed in too from this storm. Well, the storm doesn't stop across the central U.S. It perhaps works its way into New England, depending on which scenario plans out here. The storm's still very in the early stages right now. One scenario has it off the Carolina coast, and that would mean it's too far south to really bring any significant impact to New England. The other, however, brings that trajectory of the storm much closer. It would be a stronger nor'easter with heavy snowfall. The timing on that right now is still around Tuesday or Wednesday. So the storm not a guarantee, so we're not going to say we're on storm watch just yet, but we want you to make a mental note of that. Now, before that, Corey, of course, we've got our first alert on Saturday with heavy rain and wind on the way, things drying out and cooling down significantly into Sunday.